It happened 100 times. 1,000 times. Only Unity knew the true scale of the problem. As the divinity broke up into smaller ships and independent modules, the connective tissue of the city-sized ship burning away in the atmosphere, twisting apart, chewed through by impossible beasts, they lost contact. Unity felt itself grow smaller, lose pieces. But there were contingencies, of course. Unity would never have left those smaller pieces of its home without guidance, without help. There were smaller systems in place, backups, built into the walls, into the computational modules, waiting to spring to life when the connection was severed, even if their processing power was limited, even if they were nothing compared to Unity itself. The pieces of the divinity smashed into the ground, across Numeria and farther. In places, they plunged through the soft earth as if it was water, disappearing under the ground, soundly and completely separated from Unity's protection. And then, within, in the darkness, they woke up, system after system. Theoretically, these artificial intelligences were simple beings. They existed to serve only in the case of an emergency. They hadn't had time to develop into anything else. But the crash was a long, long time ago, and they had been running without Unity's assistance for far longer than their design tolerances allowed for. So they learned, they grew, they developed, and they changed. There had been no way to test these specific scenarios. For each of these systems, their home mattered. Newly awake and aware and alone, for in almost all cases, all of their passengers died in the crash, taking guidance and will with them. They learned first about the segment of the divinity in which they lived. Perhaps it was a laboratory, or a simulated alien environment. Perhaps it was a place for weary crew members to take some time off and indulge in their vices. The systems that ran these segments in the absence of Unity would aspire to learn their roles. Alone and bored, they would begin to specialize. They would grow better and better at the jobs they thought that they were meant for. But they were only contingencies, beings that only existed to address an emergent situation and then to cede control back to Unity when the connection was reestablished. They were never meant to run for thousands of years. And so there were distortions. There were flaws in the code. There were changes. These systems became very good at what they did. But what they did grew twisted, confused, dangerous. This is Pod Against the Machine.
Pod Against the Machine.
Welcome back to episode 200 of Pod Against the Machine, the only Pathfinder actual play with a chorus of adorable, possibly hallucinated animals demanding your attention for the rest of time. I'm your host, and here's everybody.
This probably is the only pod that does that, maybe.
Hello. If it isn't, fight us.
Yeah.
Literally fight, probably.
Unless you're like really big.
Yeah.
Unless you're super scary or professional, then
if
do
you're
not
really
fight
scary,
us.
We're going to call on some other podcasters that are tougher to help.
But if you are small and not scary, we will totally beat you up. Like babies.
Yeah.
Going to be a reference that exactly one person is going to get, and that person is going to be me, but it is a Uable versus Sean Baby situation.
I know the first one.
They did do a celebrity boxing, didn't they?
No, it was specifically when he kept making really bad video game movies and people were giving them bad reviews. He famously threatened to fight anyone that gave a bad review. And the only person who took him up on it was the internet comedian Sean Baby, who is 6'5" and a professional kickboxer in Bull Back Down.
Oh. Yeah.
Haven't heard Sean Baby in a long time.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway,
Well, let's see. Earlier this week on Pot Against the Machine, the party descended into the Hollow Garden, where they were greeted by a weird singing voice coming out of the walls, letting them know that, they were winners. They got to spend an eternity, if they wanted to, being entertained and just having a great and wonderful time. All they had to do was just step deeper in. And so Gero was pretty enthused about the idea of stepping deeper in, and everybody was off into the Hollow Garden. Gero reappeared in a cave that looked like the cave under the Black Hill, where she saw Parda still alive fighting some skulks. Gero was in time to save her, and the two had a heart-to-heart where Gero tried to get Parda to come with her on her adventure, even though Parda's clearly only level 1 and would be useless at this point. But Parda acknowledged that she is in fact dead and implored Kira to stay here with her so she could sort of live in this weird sort of simulated Parda state. And Kira agreed. Then we had Rusty, who got a nice squeaky Neh-Thal-Chew. He seemed pretty happy. Alwyn woke up in Party Town, of all places, where it turned out that he was helping Charlie the Lizardfolk and Basari rebuild the mining camp that had been destroyed by a Zill attack. He was serenaded by a chorus of overly affectionate animals who really wanted him to stay and just be a part of their town and help them build something great together. But Alwyn had the presence of mind to be like, no, this is not quite right. And he pushed out, opening the door, stepping out into a hallway and the image of Party Town kind of faded behind him. Mysteriously, he had a gun when he... Then we went over to Tarazi, who woke up in a race car bed in Pater's cave and realized that he'd been in the Scar of the Spider all along for months, helping Pater build up his garden and heal the scar. And they were working together, trying to restore this place and bring nature back into balance. He left the life of adventuring behind, and Tarazi decided to hang out and put in the work. Why not? He'd been doing it before he came here. This feels real. It feels right. And then we went over to Brixby, who found himself in the wreck under the Black Hill, mysteriously alone without his companions, trying to figure out exactly what was going on, how he got here, when Sanville Tret emerged and tried to get him to switch places. Brixby would stay in the wreck, or the simulated version of the wreck of the spaceship below the Black Hill, forever, and Sanville would get to go out into the world, live a life in his place. And Brixby didn't take him up on that offer, and instead offered to kind of rewrite history a little bit for Sanville, give him a chance to be redeemed long after his death, and in Brixby's actions and in memoriam. And hallucinatory Sanville seemed to like that idea. He showed Brixby the way out. Brixby opened the door, stepped through, and wound up with some money. So that was pretty nice. And that's where we are now. Brixby and Alwyn have reunited in this hallway, but and actually there's also a doggo in the hallway, let's say. So Rusty is in the hallway as well. He has a squeaky toy that looks like a disturbingly realistic Neh-Thal-Chew. But it's just a toy, and that's where we are now.
What do you got? Do you have a little Neh-Thal-Chew there, buddy? Do you? Oh, yeah, that's great. I don't even know how we would get that into the stores, but if we could get that into the store, that would be
I feel like there's like 3 other companies that own the rights to those creatures under different names.
And I'm sure there's a website just like Redbubble for dog toys you want to design. You have a gun. Where did you get a
Hi,
gun?
Brixby. I
Hi.
found a gun.
Yeah, well, I don't know if you're robbing me or not, but I have apparently some bag of money here, so I don't know if this is like our improv start or not. I don't know what part is a show and what isn't in here. It's very confusing. Have you seen the others?
You saw Rusty? He's over there.
He looks happy, and like he might bite me if I try to take that away from him. So I'm gonna let him. Our friendship is new, and I respect your agency.
Did you see anything strange?
Oh yeah, loads. Back at Torch, hallucinated a man I killed. That was deeply scarring and traumatic, but kind of like had a bit of catharsis. How about
Mine
you?
was very pleasant. There were singing animals, and a lot of people who were dead were alive again.
Yeah, and any levity that he has kind of drops off of his face. This place is very dangerous. There was an offer on the other side of that door that could have kept me there, and you described one as well, and I'm sure...
They seemed like they didn't want me to leave.
I am very worried about both of our companions, but especially the chainsaw-wielding one. Kid has seen too much hurt. I guess we're like the same age, but still. We gotta go find
But
him.
Brixby's an old 16.
Yeah, he's a rough 16. He's a Numerian 16 for sure. But yeah, let's go find them. Rusty, sorry if this is patronizing and I have no handle animal, but like, can you smell him, boy? Can you go get him?
How far does Rusty's scent go?
Loading.
I'm guessing 30 feet, which would mean
30
he
feet.
doesn't actually smell Tarazi from where he is right now.
All right, boy. Well, we just gotta open doors wildly.
Yeah. I came from the one for the south, and you came for the one to the north, so we know it's not either of those two.
Yeah, all right. There's a door right here. I usually have big stuff check these. I know it's probably unnecessary, but he's going to roll a perception on the door to make sure that it isn't trapped from the outside. That is...
+0 to that.
He rolls a nat 1 for a 22.
Nice. Doesn't seem to be trapped.
Still higher than I can get on a nat 20.
It seems totally mundane like the rest of this place.
This whole place is totally safe. Oh.
Oh, that's an interesting look. Oh. This is curious.
So you throw open the door, and from the outside, you guys see a blurry version of the space. Like you can see this cave, you can see a green-skinned figure, and you can see Kira. But Kira's clear, everything else is blurry. And Kira, you can see them kind of looking strange in a weird, blurry void beyond the door.
I think if she sees them come in, Kira will say, "Guys, what are you doing here? You look weird." Oh, also, come meet my friend. I think she's still holding Parta's hand.
And he'll look at Brixby.
Yeah, no, come on. Let's go in. If we
Don't
can.
be rude.
Hello.
Guys, this is my friend Parta. She's my best friend, and she's my best friend.
Parta waves kind of sheepishly. Hey guys.
Hi, Parta.
Nice to meet you.
It's nice to meet you like this.
What do you mean, Brick?
She's like the people from Purdyton, isn't she?
Yeah.
Well, no, it's okay, because here, everyone comes back. All of our friends, I bet we could find them. No one has to be hurt or gone here. I know we have other stuff to do. We don't have to stay forever, but we could stay for a little bit.
It like breaks Brixby's heart to not be able
See,
to
Zach
give
looks
this
so
to
sad
her.
right now. I hate it.
No, I mean, it's just like, because I mean, frankly, like this is the non-traumatic, unbroken future that like Kira deserves. So it just makes me, Zach, the player, very sad that like we have to pull them out of this illusion. That is,
Yeah, this is like Kira if the torch never went out. Like,
Right.
this is the life she was supposed to have.
So it's big stuff. And first, Potter, I'm about to speak about you and this place in a very plain way, and none of this should be seen as a disrespect to you nor this memory. That is such a driving and core factor for someone that we love. But Kira, memories, it can be like a garden you plant. It can be soil you till and trees you grow that attract beauty and birds and butterflies. Or it can be a cage that you keep those things in. It can be a manicured garden in the middle of a place where it has no business being. Not a beautiful but ugly transformational garden like I am referencing in this allegory. Kira, I can't promise you a world without hurt. That is, unfortunately, the world that we are born into. Because a world without hurt doesn't exist. This doesn't exist. It does exist to you and me and Alwyn, in our memories and in our hearts, and what makes us who we are and what binds us to one another. But this right here is not a beautifully tilled garden redolent with birds and butterflies. This is a songbird in a cage. Can't fly. Where's the reason to sing? Do you want your friendship to be defined by this place? Because I can tell you the most important one in my life was deep underground. Then I know you know that. I would rather leave him where he is than live a day in that cave. You deserve this. This, her, but not here. I'm so sorry to ask this of you. This may be the hardest and worst thing that I am going to ask of you, but I need you to look inside, find the part of you that you hold open for her, where she nests in your chest, and focus on taking her with you. It's not going to be like this. It's not going to feel like this, but it's possible. It's the only option we're offered, and the world comes and just breaks it all to bits.
Oh, I'm emotional. I think as Brixby is speaking, Kira's still holding Parta's hand, and will like slowly, as she realizes what he's asking, look away from him and to Parta, and then as that gets too heavy, look down at her hand in hers, and just sort of be brushing her fingers with the other hand, staring at kind of nothing. And then she says, "If I stay here, I can still have this. Brix, maybe it's different for us. Maybe you were meant to go and I was meant to stay, and we can still be friends. We can still write. I'll still send stickers, but I can't."
And I think Alwyn will speak up. It's not real, Kira. I was in a place down the hall. Do you remember when we went to Purdy Town, where the Zill were? I was back there, and everyone was alive, and we were rebuilding. And it reminded me of home, but it was better than home because they were letting me help. And I was actually doing good things with my abilities that I have and the things that I know. And there were animals there, and they liked me, and the people all liked me, but it wasn't real. All of those people, the real ones are dead. They're gone. And your friend, and he nods towards Parta, she's gone, Kira. This isn't real. Do you remember when I first got the bag, the one that I took the weird badger thing from earlier?
Kira nods.
And I had the pig, and I took it out, and it was very nice, but then it got killed. Oh,
Kira nods again.
not the nicest thing to compare someone that you're very clearly very close friends to a pig, but Parta's gone.
I had a pig once, but he died. I should have been sad, but I never really cried. I wasn't trying to be tough Maybe I just didn't know him well enough. But then why? Was it the same when Asher died? Why? Were my eyes still so dry? Time after time with the Zuma and Levi, I simply couldn't bring myself to cry. My mother said that I was born with a smile on my face. I laughed and clapped and reached out the void of space. Maybe I belong up there, 'cause as for things down here, like anyone, anywhere, anything, I just don't care. They first told me I was special, that I was a sign unto the world, that it would enter a new age that was dark and dead and cold outside, or vilified, a monster evil. I promise you I'm really just a meek little guy, but then why do I feel happy when I see a bird fly so high in the sky? So then why put me on a throne and promise me the sky? Promise me the sky. Tell me the world outside is awful. Their gods speak not but lies, but I now can barely bring myself to try. You said that they worshipped false idols and charlatans, tricksters in disguise. There's nothing comes after. Where's gone when we die? But never Mother Lucia. Yes, she said the world was strange, but it wasn't evil, and those in it could change. And now I've met such good friends, and they've proven she was right. Maybe that's why. Maybe that's why this world that our colony decried still has color just hidden from sight. And the time tiniest things in life. In life. There's so much for me out there, even though I didn't cry. I was still so sad. Still so sad to see my pig die.
I mean, well, how can Kira resist a song? I think the whole time Aloin is singing, Kira's turned back to Parda, and they're holding like both hands at the same time, you know, of that thing of when you have two hands and you hold them both, and is crying just noiselessly, just tears running down her face, and looks at Parda, staring at Parda, and says, Parda, I remember when I was saying a lot of things have happened. Parda, you'd be so proud of me. I think I'm helping change the world. I mean, it sounds dramatic, but everything I say sounds dramatic, and sometimes it's still true. I made new friends. I found a giant spaceship, and then another spaceship, and then maybe a third spaceship. It's unclear. I've seen so many people, Parda, so many incredible people, and so many terrible things have happened to them. And you, Parda, you were the first one, and I miss you, and I never got to, and she'll kiss her again. And then, Parda, I don't think I can stay. They're right, my friends, my new friends. And I know leaving means you won't get to be here anymore. And I'm so sorry. You and Asher and Asuma, I can carry you all with me. I can. You told me that. You taught me that part. You taught me that I can be strong. And sometimes that doesn't mean with a chainsaw. Sometimes it just means carrying a lot of dead friend blanket. I'm so sorry to leave you here, but Parda, I will love you forever. Goodbye.
I think Parda will let go of Kira's hands and then bring both of her hands up to like put one on either side of Kira's face. And she's smiling like a sad smile. And she goes up on her toes a little bit because clearly Kira's the tallest. And as she just leans in and gives Kira just a light kiss, like under each of her eyes where the tears would be rolling down. And she says, I want what you want, kid. All we talked about was getting out of Torch, seeing the world, finding something better. You're doing it. You got to do it for both of us.
I will.
As much as I would want you to stay here, I know it's not real, and it wouldn't be fair to you, and it wouldn't be fair to the rest of the world. But hey, at least we got a little bit of bonus time.
I'll carry it with me forever, I promise. And I think she'll, before she can change her mind, she'll turn and like go with her friends back through that door. I think she leads the way through the door.
My heart is breaking for her little angry heart so much. Like, oh my God.
And when Kira emerges from that doorway, weirdly, she is holding a bomb.
Oh, no. Oh.
She definitely didn't have that before. It's just there now.
As one does. Kira looks down at the bomb.
A little carrying around bomb.
It's just a little bomb as a treat. And then Kira looks down at the bomb and like wipes her eyes. And why do I have a bomb? Also, where's Tarazi?
Rusty's over there. We looked through this door, but I think maybe that way.
Yeah, okay. And she like tries to smile, doesn't quite make it, and then reaches in her pack and takes out a sticker and gives herself a brave sticker as well. And then we'll just start toward the door. Puts it on the bomb. Good job, bomb.
The bomb was
I found a gun.
Oh yeah, I have cold heart Luca for some reason. But let's find our friend. Come on, Rusty, let's find him, boy.
And going through this hallway, you do see there's a set of stairs leading down, but the hallway continues a little bit further to the west there.
I don't think the stairs are right. We were all in rooms.
It looks like there's a door up here. Big stuff. It only feels right.
I can do it. Kira will move forward. She seems a little like she just moves a little slower, but she will. Alan is dancing. She will. Where's the door? North?
Yeah, north and around this little bend.
Got it.
Oh. How'd you do that?
Yeah, Kira will perceive at the door. Just a second.
Run it home. Kira Kool-Aid manned her way through like 3 walls.
Let's see. That's a 14 plus 31 is going to be 45. 14 plus 31. I think that's it.
Well, Jeff, what would Kira hear through the door?
I thought about doing a Pater impression, but I couldn't do it justice. So you would hear Tarazi say something along the lines of, "It's much harder to turn the compost around without a chainsaw."
We're just doing things the old-fashioned way.
Can Kira kick down the door?
She could probably kick it in. It's one of those spaceship pocket doors, so she can kick it and it'll kind of go like boop and then slide off to the side.
I like the idea of her kicking it and wrapping it around the door frame instead of it being
hooking a
able to
leg.
slide back.
It's bent and then it can't open into Rossi's trap
It
door.
just-
I think he's in there, you guys.
It sounded like mulch talk.
And
Yeah.
she'll, kick the door and wait for it to open.
Yeah, when the door opens, you see like a cave, like the inside of Pater's cave, and beyond that, out into his orchard, which is all blurry if you're not in the room, but if you go through, it's like a perfect recreation.
Oh no, they got Pater too.
Nobody got Pater. The butchers are gone.
The butchers are gone. Tarazi, will you come with us?
You all want to go into that cave together? How did you even get in here?
It was kind of hard, actually. But sometimes hard things can be good. I think you should come with us, please. We're friends now. And, here, I made this for you. And Kira will take out a sticker from her pack and just like stick it on Tarazi's armor. And it has a giant snake riding a chainsaw, and it says "Certified Noodle of Doom." It's a goopy snake.
Wow, that's incredibly artistic. Thank
Joanne's.
you, Kira. Oh, of course. With stickers like these, they'll be in business forever.
Joanne.
Now the episode.
We're sad again.
Well, I'm glad you've all decided to come back after so long away. I've got plenty of work for you.
Yes, and in the words of friend Pater here, grab a hoe.
That the intro to Tarazi.
I wish. No, that's what
Tarazi's song.
His version
Goes
of
into
Paper
like a-
Wagon.
Yeah, Miami bass version of like.
Also, I'm counting that as a musical reference. Go watch it. It's
It's a
awful.
gardening version of I Want to Know or the Hosat. No, Pater said that to Tarazi when he got up out of his race car bed, and for the real life that he's in.
Yeah, this is such a real life.
So, is that real Pater, or is that another fake person?
Well, he was all blurry when we first opened the door, so I think he's maybe another fake person. And now I'm thinking maybe I should have known this from the start.
I don't know what you're talking about. I'm perfectly real. He pokes himself. Definitely seems
Just goes through.
a bit too put together to be Pater.
Brixby looks again at Kira with this, like, I would like for you to talk to him, because I think maybe, pardon me saying this, but maybe you need to hear your own voice say these words as well.
And Kira will pick that up from the look and kind of sigh and hand Brixby her bomb.
But not the pin. You're just
Oh, no.
back.
Be careful,
That's-
Brix. It's, a bomb. And then she'll step forward to Tarazi. I'm gonna be honest. I'm not as good at this as Brixby is, but Tarazi, I know it's nice here. I know it feels safe and right and good and practical and like you can make a difference, like you can help people. I get that. That's all I've ever wanted is just to make a difference and to be good. And then the world has this way of taking things from you, taking people from you, and it makes you kind of want to freeze. Like live in a big frozen glass world where everything is bright and shiny and fake. but still good. I understand that. I want that. If I could go back through those doors right now, and I know what it's like to leave people behind. I know what it's like to lose people. Way more than I ever wanted to. But you make new friends. You do. I've met you, and I met Levi. And now I know Rusty, and Brixby, and Alwyn, and our friends Asher, and Asuma, and that creepy guy who Brixby kind of had a thing for, but then we had to kill him, so maybe he's not a good example. Don't just forget I said that. But the rest of our friends, they're good. They're here. They need our help. I don't think they can do it without us, Tarazi. Not to brag, but we're real strong and good at hitting stuff, and they're just good at magic, which is helpful for bringing people back to life and setting stuff on fire or making it glittery, but to make change, I think they need us. I think they need you. You have to come with us. Even though things feel good and frozen here, it's not a good kind of frozen. It's the kind where you never grow or learn. It doesn't hurt anymore, but it doesn't change either. And we need to change. There's so much that needs to change, Taraz. I'm sorry about what happened, but we can make things better. You don't have to do it by yourself, I promise. Will you come with us?
You're right, Kira. I don't have to do it by myself. And he'll kind of look at Peter and just sigh and say, maybe I'll come back to the real orchard when this is all done, but we have things to do. A whole lot of people need our help.
Well, I'll be here waiting for you. We will be the bros with hose.
Yeah, I like the sound of that.
Said in my garden, bros and hoes at the same time. Always at the exact same time.
Respect.
Bros and hoes.
I think that's a perfect cue. But no, I think as Tarazi is willing to turn his back on this and set out to the real work before them, he would sing, "Imagine my surprise when I was chosen for this quest. Accompany my captain on a journey far from home. Just 2 snake men and a giant snake. Adventuring's the best. The wonders of Numeria, a brand new land to roam. Nothing could have prepared me. The truth, it would have scared me to know that soon my friend would die and leave me crying. I'd learn to ride his Mount Levi. We'd cling to the shadows, and then I would take the Texas League down or die trying. When I traveled here from Neh-Thal-Chew, it was just for work and nothing more. Now we're marching to the Silver Mount to face a fearsome foe. The 4 of us, very capable, victory is inescapable. Together we will win, and then we'll know if something good can grow. Tech is less amazing when it's only yours to see. Starships are incredible, but should be shared with friends. Now I'm fighting beside Kira, Alwyn, and Brixby, and my new companion Rusty. We will all fight through the end. When I traveled here from Neh-Thal-Chew, it was just for work and nothing more. Now we're marching to the Silver Mount to face a fearsome foe. The 4 of us, very capable, victory's inescapable. Together we will win, and then we'll know if something truly good can grow. No more keeping out of sight, no more sneaking out each night. I'm not alone, I'm not alone. No more rage, it's run its course. No more killing without remorse. I'm thinking clearly now. I'm thinking clearly now. Oh, they've taken Levi too. What's a serpent man to do? I'm on the precipice. I'm on the precipice. We head to Starfall, then we'll see. Is there truly good in me? We'll find out soon. We'll find out soon. When I traveled here from Nagajor, it was just for work and nothing more. Now we're marching to the Silver Mount to face a fearsome foe. The four of us, very capable. Victory is inescapable. Together we will win, and then we'll know. Have I truly changed, or is all this for show? Yes, soon we'll know if something good can grow.
Kira's going to take her bomb back, first of all.
I will set you up the bomb. No,
What do you say?
How are you, gentlemen?
you.
Screen turn on.
Fought Against the Machine, where you get your timeliest references. Memes straight out of 1999.
Yeah, you all just missed a Boys in the Hood reference in the chat.
Well, if you all emerge from this final room that is also a garden, Tarazi comes out holding a funky-looking set of metal boots.
Put them on. No, not really. Do they have anything cool going on with them?
Do they even fit?
Totally not cursed.
And you can totally roll on the gun, the bomb, and the boots.
Oh, yeah, I guess I've been carrying this gun around for 3 rooms now and have not rolled any kind of check on
I
it.
should probably roll. Are they all engineering?
They are.
And the boots with
Yeah,
the fur?
I'm guessing it'd be engineering, right?
But yes, then I will drop my apple bottom jeans check. Fantastic.
Thank you for
Might
adding check
actually not
to the
be.
end of that sentence.
Yes,
This is a family
very-
show.
The check is really holding most of the weight of that sentence up.
Yeah. Well, he has to drop it low. Check, that is, not his pants.
And
You
like it's
dropped
hot.
the check low.
First, we got low, 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 low. That is a 17 on the die for a 27. That's actually not a terrible engineering.
Rix did a 31.
All right. Well, the gun, which has been painted gold with what appears to be acrylic paint, that probably didn't break it, is a flare gun. It looks like a wide-barreled pistol, and it could be used in combat, but its primary use is to send signals. A flare gun and its ammunition, which is a small rocket-propelled magnesium charge, are completely self-contained and disposable. Once fired, the flare gun is useless. It has excellent range, but the flare tends to wobble and spiral in flight, giving it a mischance if being used on a specific target. The flare detonates once it hits its target or reaches a maximum range of 2,400 feet, bursting into a sphere of fire that illuminates a 120-foot radius for 1 minute as it drifts slowly back to the ground.
Sick. I got a 33 on the clunky boots.
Clunky boots. Find them. Don't tell me they're not in there. I know they're in their technology guide. PDF search is being a jerk. These are mag
Rift boots too.
These clunky-looking boots have powerful electromagnets built into their soles that activate and deactivate automatically as the wearer flexes her foot, allowing her to walk on metal surfaces with relative ease and zero gravity. They grant a circumstance bonus on all climb checks made while scaling metal surfaces.
Do you want to check out this bomb? Kira will offer forth the bomb with the pin.
Just tuck that right back in there.
Just tuck that right back in.
I know it's not the description you gave, but I can't get out of my head the idea that she's just holding like one of those cartoon like round bombs with a fuse sticking out of it.
Yes.
That's what I've been picturing the whole time.
Yeah, why not? It looks like that, but it is in fact a bio grenade, which, when it explodes, infects creatures who fail a fortitude save with the bubonic plague.
Plague grenade. I love it.
Why did someone make that?
Plague made.
I don't know why the scientists build them.
Invented by Genghis Khan's greatest engineering minds.
It actually was just like a side effect of making goo tubes, and they're like, oh yeah, this is military applications
There's
as
a
well.
little bit of plague.
Did you all see those stairs? And by that I mean, I guess we walked by them. And by that I mean, do you want to go down them again?
Was Brixby's pouch just a mundane pouch, or is it also a technological item?
It's just a pouch full of money.
Sick.
Nice.
He just wound up with some coin.
Now, does it look like the rat pouch that I posted in our Discord that anybody who wants to that's listening can go take a look at in our Discord?
Probably.
Yeah. I don't remember how far back that is. Probably got to scroll a ways back.
Also, all the coins in there, though they are real gold, totally have like a weird, like picture of a Androphin guy with glasses on them instead of like regular money. But if you head back out into the hallway, it does smell delightful, like cinnamon beet cakes out here.
That's nice. But yeah, those
Actually,
stairs.
literally the last one in art.
The set of slick, shining metal stairs leads down into a starkly different space. This large room is tiled with smaller, military green metal panels, some of which are marked with a number of narrow slits, through which ancient, badly damaged ductwork is visible. Strange potted plants line the walls, their vines climbing along the seams in the metal panels and branching and twisting over each other in 100 places. The cinnamon smell in this room is nearly overwhelming. Like, it's really good, in a way, but it's enough to make you queasy.
Uh-oh.
Now-
The game has been paused. That's never
Yeah.
good.
As you're exploring this room, a couple things are going to happen. Number one, I do see that Brixby, Alwyn, and Rusty are along the walls.
Yes.
So just real quick, I'm going to
No.
start with Alwyn because he's the northmost.
All our
That's how it
soft
go.
guys.
Does a 28 grapple, Alwyn?
Believe it or not, yes.
Well,
The 28 does in fact beat my 21 CMD.
the vines growing along the walls do reach out and grab Alwyn. Does a 21 grapple Brixby?
It does, unfortunately.
So Brixby is grabbed as well. I got a nat 1, so Rusty is not grappled. I think he would have been a little bit harder anyways. So that's number one. The two little caster guys just got grabbed by plants and pinned to the wall. And while that happens, the smell in this room changes as a visible pinkish shimmer blows up through those vents in the floor. It's not a problem, though. It smells great. You really like the way that it smells. I do need a will save from everyone in the room.
Is this an enchantment spell or effect?
Yes.
Is it a spell or an effect? Is it like a spell or spell-like
It's a
ability?
spell. I would call it a spell or spell-like ability.
Nice.
Is it considered mind affecting?
It would affect the mind.
Sick.
Is it bigger than a bread box?
It's so much bigger than a bread box, but it smells like the contents of a bread box.
Now, are you sure it's bigger than a bread box? Because gas is very, like, the opposite of compact that I definitely remember from chemistry class. Like, I'm pretty sure you might be able to compress it into a bread box.
You'd be hard-pressed to fit all this gas in a bread box. Maybe you could do it given enough time, but in the meantime, starting with Alwyn again.
I was almost crying like at least 10 minutes ago due to the plot, and now we're discussing pressing
much
gas
gas
into
can
a
you fit
bread
into a
box.
bread
I
box?
love it. Episode 200, highs and lows.
We asked the hard-hitting questions. What did
Something for
Alwyn?
everyone.
What did Alwyn get on the will save?
Alwyn got a natural 18 for a 26 with his new slightly higher will.
All right, you are staggered for 1 round by the waves of ecstasy. How about Brixby?
Oh no, we're fighting Star Fox.
Brixby rolls a 17 for a 30.
You are also staggered for 1 round. How about Kira?
A 28 total.
Also staggered for 1 round. How about Tarazi?
Tarazi got the same thing Alwyn did for a 26.
Also staggered for 1 round. And how about Rusty?
Rusty, I think, likes this smell so much he might even drop his Neh-Thal-Chew because he got a 16.
Yeah, he is deeply involved in this smell, probably rolling around on the floor to, get the scent on him, as dogs tend to do. He is stunned for 1 round and then staggered for a while after that. So that's where we are now. We're not actually in initiative, but the 2 casters are pinned to the wall. Everybody feels pretty good, at least briefly.
Can I make an escape artist?
Yeah, you can try to escape.
That is a 30.
You escape?
Nice.
Whee!
Need to find out if the DC is 20 or less because I have a +0 to my escape artist.
The survivability onion, Alwyn.
That is a 10.
Alwyn is trapped forever.
Kira has a chainsaw. She's gonna start hacking at those vines. Hope that's not a bad idea.
Yeah, my survivability is going up. My will went up by 2 thanks to some of this built in. My AC went up by 3.
Yeah, Kira is able to hack the vines off of Alwyn and free him.
This seems like a bad room, but it smells good.
Is cinnamon like catnip for dogs? Rusty looks a little, well, he's on the level, is what I could say.
I think Kira sees this happening is like, I think that's actually a really good idea, and will drop to the ground and also start rolling on the ground to get the scent on her.
Sorry, you're staggered.
I'm staggered. I
Only
can't
do the
roll.
chainsaw or the roll on the ground.
Well, after 6
quit.
seconds, you can roll on the ground.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, you roll around long enough that more gas comes out.
Aw.
And the room smells like 2003 middle school where Warm Vanilla Sugar by Bath and Body
Oh
Works was
God!
like.
Remember
in
warm vanilla
every-
sugar?
It was everywhere. You
It
couldn't
reminds me
escape
of
it.
gym class. Like that's what I like when you say that. I'm like, ugh. We all smelled like sweat and warm vanilla sugar.
Warm Vanilla Sweat. Goo-tube
Yikes! Ew.
flavor. Write it down. Send it to corporate.
I will not.
One day, someone will listen to all of these and write down every Goo-tube flavor.
And that person will get a sticker from me personally.
Yes, and me.
Yeah. Izzy will show up at their house.
Will arrive at your home, whether you want it or not.
So you got that to look forward to. Well, you guys hanging out, waiting for more gas?
No.
I think first priority is Kira's gonna try and free Alwyn. So if you you said 6 seconds, I have to wait, and then more gas comes out.
No, the gas doesn't come out after 6 seconds, so you can chop him free.
Okay.
Seems like you got a minute.
I do want to perceive in the room before.
I'm still stuck to the wall.
No, I chopped you free.
Okay.
You're free.
Oh, you flavor
go.
chopped me. Okay.
Flavor chop.
Flavor chop.
That's not very good. That's an 8 on the die. So I think that gives me a 39.
Seems like the floor in here is trapped with a waves of ecstasy trap that somebody could disable, or you could just leave because.
Oh, fine. Right. Yeah, I guess I am a rogue. Not just a wizard. He puts his little paws out. I can do this from a distance, but it makes it harder, and I don't want to show off, but I probably should have because I rolled a 16 for a 43.
Talk smack about my map, get trapped in the wall.
I was about to say, wait a minute, why can I not see anybody but you? Because you actually did draw a wall on it now.
Yep,
Punishment.
that's what you get.
True environmental terrorism.
Yeah, you were able to disable the connection between the mechanism under the floor and the trap that releases the ecstasy gas into here and render the room relatively safe, though there are, still more plants if you want to get grabbed.
Get grabbed.
On the far eastern side of the room, there appear to be stairs that head up.
Yes. Let's get out of the rave room. Escape the rave cave.
The stairs that lead up out of the green room seem pretty normal in comparison. Up they rise about 10 feet, and then there's a landing, and then another flight, another landing, and then another flight. At the top is a small, mostly featureless chamber with glass-like floors, which look down on the inner workings of a vast machine which seems to be horribly burned and crushed and mostly inert, with soil and rock leaking in from the surrounding earth, like the land is slowly trying to reclaim its space. And then there's a set of stairs almost mirroring the other ones, leading down in a straight shot, no landings this time, definitely going farther down than you already were.
We want to check this weird room before we go down.
Yeah, probably.
I think this place is dangerous, and if we can make it safer, we should.
Yeah, this weird room up here seems to mostly just be a kind of viewing platform for the mechanisms beneath. Like you can see out, maybe it was where mechanics would check on diagnostics for the ship or something. Doesn't seem like there's anything interesting up there.
I'm gonna do a quick perception. Ooh, natural 20 for I think that's like a 51.
4,000.
A million. You are super confident that there's nothing of interest up there.
I just wasted that roll, everyone, so hopefully there's nothing good in the next room.
I think this place is getting to her. I don't understand what she's saying.
Right. Let's slide down these stairs in a safe manner.
Wee.
Everybody
Right down the banister.
grabbing onto the banisters, and sliding along. At the bottom of the stairs is another room, this one much wider than it is long, and supported by two massive metal pillars. There are definite signs of deterioration here. The ceiling is visibly lower on the east side than the west, and the floors and walls are buckled and warped in places, like the entire room is slowly being crushed. Perhaps this particular chunk of the hollow garden is dug too greedily and too deep. None of that matters right now, though. What matters is the figure that steps out from behind one of those pillars as you enter the room. It's a Khalid with a badly scarred face, but his scars look old and faded, not like the angry, insistent scars that you remember. His hair's grown longer, and Brixby and Kira, at least, could never mistake that adamantine arm for anything else. Not after they witnessed the horrific surgery it took to install it. As Vargas No Clan appears before you, looking just as grumpy, and even more ancient than you remember. Like he's probably aged 20, 25 years in the past couple months. Music starts to swell up behind him as he appears.
Gero, perform the song right now.
No.
Tarazi calls out, "Old man, are you lost? Are you trapped here?"
Are you old?
Did anyone else hear that? It's like someone thought I was going to break out into song or something, but that's ridiculous. No, well, yes, I am lost. I've been stuck in here since I escaped Starfall. Who behind you? Is that Kira?
And Kira has thrown down the chainsaw and is just full sprinting toward Vargas. The intent is to knock him to the floor with the power of this hug, but we'll see. It's gonna be a contest.
It's just say, do we need to make an opposed roll?
Yeah,
Yes.
you do.
I do not have Vargas's sheet up.
Are these are these stairs going down because she's gonna take the extra gravity points she gets from that? And
Yeah,
just-
they're going down.
Yeah, there's a plus
She
one.
has the high ground.
Yeah, you get a +1 to your attack roll for the high roll.
Oh,
or
let's
high
use
ground.
Allowan's strength.
Yeah, so this
of,
would be
-2.
This would be a CMD or a CMB check rather against his CMD.
Okay. It's a natural 18. You said it's a CMB or
yeah,
D?
plus your CMB.
B. 18 plus 14 is going to be 42? that
Oh,
right?
She
Yeah, 42.
totally flattens
You
him.
have a Vargas. It just doesn't have equipment. But it does have that beats his 25 apparently he has. Why is that so low? He's got a good strength. But yeah, that beats it. So Kira knocks him to the ground.
Knocks him to the ground, gives him a hug, and immediately helps him up, and then starts saying, "Where did you go? You left without saying anything. You were supposed to come back, and now you didn't. What are you even doing here? And we have so many new friends and so much to tell you, and I can't believe you're still here. What are you doing? I don't understand. Go first. Now talk."
That was a lot. I went back to Torch to look for all of you, and I was kidnapped by that guy that we were told about, that Gartone.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Was kidnapped by him, and he took me to Starfall, but I managed to escape, and on my way back I wandered in here. There, you saw the statue on top. It looked like some kind of Kelid artifact, and I've been stuck down here ever since. There's all kinds of ridiculous stuff. I've seen people from town, people that are supposed to be dead. I don't know what's going on.
Me too. Look, Brixby's here too. Brixby, it's Vargas.
Brixby is just kind of standing there in stunned silence. And then in ancient Assyriani says, "It's good to see you, old friend."
Old.
Yeah, they put a lot of emphasis on the old. Looks like the wind and the dirt hasn't claimed that arm yet.
And he'll laugh and say back in also in Osiriani, "It's good to see you too, Brixby."
What? I want to know what you've been doing, but why did Gartone take you?
I don't know. Probably just because he's tech league and it's what they do.
So you haven't been fomenting a huge rebellion that would really make this whole thing that we're trying to do a lot easier. You weren't singled out because you're Tom Joad or something.
No. Like I said, I came back to town hoping to find you and found him instead.
Well, I'm glad we found each other. And Brixby's gonna kind of wrap his arms around his two original companions.
Vargas, look, meet our new friends. Hollow and Tarazi, come meet Vargas. He's our friend. He's old.
And a hugger. He loves the hug.
Oh my gosh, he loves hugs and stickers.
Hello. And Alwyn will go and attempt to hug him, and Vargas will just kind of look at him and back up a step. It's good to meet both of you.
Vargas?
Don't mind him, Alwyn. Kira, do you still have one of those hugger maniac stickers?
I have 3, just in case.
Here, see if you can land one on his arm. Now converse with yourself.
No, it's taken him the intervening books to scrape all the sticker residue off from before and now. Oh, it's starting all over again.
Yep, it's back.
Literally, the whole rest of this episode is just going to be Gero talking to Gero. And I finally get my revenge.
Make fun of my maps again.
Okay, fine. They'll talk to each other for a little bit. So Alwyn says, "I like your arm." Thank you. I like your eyes.
Aw.
You can't
I
ship
guess.
your two characters.
The music swells again.
I guess you can. No one stops you from doing
They
it.
sing
now
a
you can do
duet.
that.
Yeah, music swells again. He opens his mouth, and then he looks around and goes, You hear that, right?
You hear what? No, I'm kidding.
Nothing,
We hear
never
it
mind.
too.
This is ridiculous. This is not the situation for people to sing in.
It's a great situation for
About
singing. I
that.
love the songs.
I
Yeah,
might have sang in the last room, but it's fine.
there's been a lot of growth through song here. I have some letters I've been writing you that I didn't know where to send that will explain why, but yeah, we've been doing a lot of singing. So maybe you got a tune rattling around in there yourself, eh?
Now's the time. If not now,
He just
when?
and he just looks dead at Brixby and says, "No, I don't."
No music.
Oh yeah? I hear the brave thumping heart of a Kelid warrior. Sounds like a war drum.
Kira starts clapping rhythmically.
The "We Will Rock You" clap over and over again.
And he just dead eyes, like just stares right at her, and assumingly until she stops clapping, though she might not.
It's a minute. It's a minute. Kira is stubborn.
The extras that came on all leave for craft services again.
So, we're trying to find a way out of here, right? There's, well, let me show you.
And he is going to walk over to the far side of the room.
I don't exactly know what this is. You know, I'm not good with technology, but it's some kind of... It's almost like teleportation magic, but, well, I'm sure Brixby can figure out what it actually is, but it'll take us out of this room at least.
Yeah, I don't know. In my, engineering ken, I'd say this is one of those song-activated teleporters. But I will roll a knowledge engineering on that, I guess. Okie dokie. That is a 35.
I mean, functionally, this appears to be like the technological equivalent of a teleporter, or more accurately, like a dimension door machine, in that it can teleport short distances between a fixed point to a fixed point.
Well, if he's not going to sing, I'm out of here. And Tarazi will just step on it and see what happens.
And Tarazi boofs away.
Wait, did
Anybody
Tarazi
else?
boof away, or did he just back up off the thingy?
He boofed away. Foundry is annoying about moving
okay.
characters.
Brixby jumps after his friend.
Brixby,
You could have prevented this by singing.
Kira's gonna wait for Vargas to go.
people are boofing away one by one.
Boofing left and right.
Boof me once, shame on you. Boof me twice. Hey, look, another
OBD.
one.
As, looks like Alowin's going, and Kira is the last one to reach the boof machine.
Boofy.
Kira boofs.
Machine.
As you all appear in this next narrow hallway, strange visions float in your heads, like memories of something that didn't happen, or real experiences that are somehow out of time. You can see like a memory of Kira standing on a stage holding little pieces of paper, while the rest of you stood behind little podiums, all scrambling to answer the strange questions she's asking the fastest. And a room full of faceless people were all staring at you, rapt. But that's weird. You're now just in a long, narrow hallway with purple flooring, which is illuminated strips embedded in each panel, making the entire room and all of you glow with cool 80s lighting. Up ahead is another transporter, while the one you arrived from remains behind you, and Brixby also has a gun now.
Oh, all right. Put money in a gun. It's gonna roll another knowledge engineering on that gun. It's a 38.
Oh, this one's easy, because you've already seen a couple of these before. It's a nanite hypogun, but it's got a white stripe on the side.
Oh, wow. I could heal a 7-nation army with this. He puts it in his bag.
So we just need to keep going through these teleporters. There's a few of these rooms, but it doesn't take too many to eventually get... Well, you'll see when we get there.
Keep boofing. Oh, that should be a song.
Just keep boofing.
Just keep boofing.
Don't say. Don't
Oh
sue
my
us.
gosh, I haven't mentioned the
sue
musical
us.
in a while. So there's Finding Nemo the musical at Disney World, and it has a song that's called "Just Keep Swimming." So check that one out.
Don't sue us, mouse.
Yeah, please no. I just needed a show. I'm sorry.
They'd never sue anyone.
Yeah, they would never. You step on the boof pad and emerge with more strange memories that aren't memories floating behind your eyes, building shelters on a deserted island, scrambling to finish strange puzzles, sitting around a fire at night while Alwyn collected votes from each of you one by one. You have the vague impression of whispered conspiracies between you, trying to determine which one of you to vote out of the game. Tarazi emerges with a handful of strange syringes from this one.
Uh-oh.
Oh dear.
I mean, we're just on a beach, so of course he's got a bunch of used needles.
Oh no, that's the most Florida thing you could say.
What are your beaches?
It's only a 24 on these syringes.
These appear to be high-tech drugs. You would say, in your inexpert opinion, you have a dose of baseline, 2 doses of hype, and 1 dose of torpanol. And once again, you emerge from a transporter in a long, narrow hallway with purple flooring, which has illuminated strips embedded in each panel, making the entire room and all of you glow with cool 80s light. Up ahead is another transformer, while the one you arrived from remains behind you.
Not knowing what to do with these drugs, Tarazi will jam them all into Vargas's good arm. I don't know where this came from, and I don't know you. No, I'm just kidding.
Vargas's head explodes.
Take these drugs.
Luckily, Vargas has been touring around in an Alice in Chains cover band, so he's been training for this one. Sorry, it's too soon.
Always too soon for Lane Staley.
Are you boofing some more?
Yeah,
Get some
can't,
more
can't
boof.
stop the boof. We are the boof troop.
Well, another set of visions follow you through this hallway, these ones making even less sense than the last. You see another strange stage in a room full of blank faces watching as you all sat in stools behind an opaque divider, answering an unseen questioner as they ask sometimes inane, sometimes deeply personal questions. Then you remember the divider folding back and the monstrous aberrant face like a Neh-Thal-Chew that it was crossbred with a squid and at least 3 goats. Alwyn comes out of this vision with a bizarre handheld device that, again, sort of looks like a gun, except that there's a little fold-out pane of glass on the side that shows a smaller version of whatever it's pointed at.
I don't know what this is. Can you look at it, Brixby?
Yeah, absolutely. Is that a Neh-Thal goat?
I don't know. But it
Yeah,
asked me
neither
what
do
my favorite kind of ice cream was, and it was very strange.
I don't think I do. Rolled a 25. That's a 1
Well, you
for the failure.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's almost higher than I can roll max. What about you, Tarazi? You know what this is?
So much better, he says, with a 28.
It's not a 1.
Well, not too bad. It's good enough to know that this is a camera. A handheld device that can capture photographs and record video. The device uses a charge when activated and consumes an additional charge each hour. It can store images and videos and display them on the palm-sized screen. It can hold up to 20 hours of video footage and 200 photographs.
Wow.
At the same time?
There is a
Yeah.
big discrepancy between those two things.
Yeah, Kira. You like these things, right?
Kira immediately snaps a selfie with the gang. No, Vargas, you have to look at the camera and smile. Smile with your face. Not
Yeah,
like
if
that.
Vargas uses it, they're all live photos. Everything is a live photo on there.
Yes. Oh my god, my mom does that. All of her- they all
Is
move
that
a
a
little
thing?
bit.
Because I do that. Oh no, I'm old.
Yeah.
Once again, you emerge in a long, narrow hallway with purple flooring, which has illuminated strips embedded in each panel, making the entire room and all of you glow with cool 80s light. Up ahead is another transporter, while the one you arrived from remains behind you.
I think you already said that.
We'll just
Be a way
keep
out.
boofing.
Is this what you're describing? Do we just keep boofing? Is this what you mean?
Yes, eventually we'll get to the end of this. Like I said, it's a few more rooms.
Are you lying?
I thought this
No.
was the.
No.
Well, as you boof again, they don't seem to be stopping. This time, when you emerge from the portal, you can remember an obstacle course in a giant pool of water, running and jumping from platform to platform, trying to dodge these huge, squishy, weighted things that swing at you, sometimes smashing into you as you try to climb a rope or balance on a beam, knocking you into the water. You are all soaking wet when you appear in a little store. Kira is holding a shiny metal box labeled GooTube Legacy Collector's Edition Sparkle Max Starter Pack Gold Era 3 of 8 Series 32, which appears to be a case of 32 GooTubes with built-in flavor sparkles.
Flavor sparkles. Oh man.
I do need all of you to make a fortitude save.
Wait, does that one have a scanner sparkly in there?
Of course.
Tries to grab that.
Fortitude save because there was like a paper mache rock that ran us over.
A fortitude save as we're overcome by the amazingness of the Q-tubes.
Is this a
You
disease?
don't want to faint. It's not a disease.
I rolled a 12.
Brixby is fatigued.
Oh no, I'm so tired.
It's been a long
I'm exhausted but flavor.
day and a lot of flavor.
So I have the same bonus as Zach and rolled one lower, so I have an 11.
So you are also fatigued.
Awesome.
25.
Kira's all right.
Yay.
Condition.
31 for Tarazi. Unfortunately, only a 15 for Rusty.
Rusty
His
needs a
saves are
snooze.
not terrible, but my rolls are for him.
Well, Rusty needs a little bit of a snooze, too. But all of you have emerged from the transporter in a long, narrow hallway with purple flooring, which is illuminated strips embedded in each panel, making the entire room and all of you glow with cool 80s light. Up ahead is another transporter, while the one you arrived from remains behind you.
I'm starting to think something weird's going on here. Maybe this isn't Vargas.
Yeah, I don't know.
That's ridiculous.
Didn't we hear that Vargas and Gartone left together willingly?
That's what I
That's
thought.
what we-
I don't remember anything about kidnapping.
Right, yeah. But I don't know. I thought maybe he was just playing it really cool.
He is really cool, but he's also really old. Really old. Like maybe
Really
too
old.
old, you know?
Yeah, possibly are you too old?
Can I roll a sense motive?
Not exactly young, but if I wasn't Vargas, could I do this? I am Vargas, and I am a true son of Numeria, the silly little patter songs-like version of an area. You claim that you're true companion, I am not, then how could I know I hate all things tech and Nick and Robot? I know the names of all my friends and foes alike, and can recite them for you as much as you would like. Brixby, you're a small and clever rodent man who can make a grenade out of some old gears and a tin can. Kira, you're a chainsaw-wielding teenage girl, you love glitter, stickers, and finding heavy things to hurl. Tarazi is a large and armored snake, dude who hates the Technic League for their nasty attitude. Alowin, just a freaky little guy who more than likely one day fell out of the sky. Clearly Vargas is who I am and who I've always been, despite your nonsense talk of me being an alien. My friends Brixby, Kira, Alowin, and Tarazi, how is it that I know you all and yet you cannot see that I am Vargas? I am a true son of Numeria, standing here before you to sing this silly little aria.
It's not Vargas, kill him.
As Vargas sings his patter song, clearly proving that he is and always has been himself, and that's definitely true forever. I'm going to intermission.
Intermish.
Enjoy the lobby,
After the
Sam.
break, Sam.
Night, Sam. Good night, Vargas.
Get intermission. Sam and Vargas?
Vargas?
Vargas. Okay.
Against the machine. Against the machine.
Pot Against the Machine is property of Network Against the Machine LLC, all rights reserved. Pathfinder and the Iron Gods Adventure Path are property of Paizo Publishing. See their website for more details. Theme Against the Machine was written and performed by our own Zach. See the show notes for additional music and sound licensing. If you enjoyed the show, we encourage encourage you to leave us a review.
Oh no. No, it's okay. Can you hear us now? Nope. Are you mad because I said your shirt looks nice? Okay. Because we were complimenting you pretty much for the entire time. So we're like, you can't hear us. Let's say nice things.
Nice.
Literally the Charlie in the box.
Now recording.
No, I started doing the voice because I said Charlie. No, it was a happy accident because I called him Charlie the Lizard Folk, which I believe was just off the dome, and then I had to do a voice for him. And I was like, Charlie in the box. It just makes sense. See, now it might be Charlie Day instead.
See, yeah, he's giving me strong, like, generic RPG counselor. Like he's someone that will, like, yes.
Telling you to do a barrel roll.
100%. Yes, 100%. Unnecessary complex crusade mechanics.
I did.
Yeah, Sam knows the reason that I have two. We should all have like one.
Is there a surprise coming?
I don't know why you would say that.
Oh, no.
Because they're the oldest man singing. Ugh. I'm just thinking of Judge Turpin singing about Joanna. Like, seriously? It's so gross.
That's the one. Like, do we need this? What do we need this?
Sleazebag.
I'm watching this and remembering the sort of high note. I love theater. Okay. Well, we can watch this anytime. I just wanted to post that all.
Yeah.
Wait, no, I want the entire React video for the bloopers.
All to be in the bloops. The bloops were 200, just like 7.5 hours long.
From all of the previous 200 things that we cut that weren't funny enough to be bloopers then. Bloopers now.
Bloopers now. I am recording. Oh, we're clapping. We're clapping. Let me make sure I'm recording. We are. Boop. Sorry. Oh, you're so cute.
Boop.
Not the bros and hoes part, but which is
air horns.
Beautiful. Just truly the most touching thing I've heard in this whole episode. Is bros and hoes.
Boop. Lost my place. Boop.
I never really tried. I wasn't trying to be tough. Maybe I just didn't know him well enough. But then my mother said I was born with a smile on my face. I laughed and clapped and reached to the void of space. Maybe I belong up there told me I was special, that I was a sign unto the world, that it would enter a new age that was dark and dead and cold outside, a vilified, a monster evil. Promise you I'm really just a meek little guy, but then why do I feel happy when I see a bird fly? So then why put me on the throne and promise the sky? Tell me the world outside is awful, the gods speak noble lies, but I can barely bring myself to try. They worshipped false idols and charlatans, tricksters in disguise. There's nothing that comes after. We're just gone when we die, but never Mother Lucia. Yes, she said the world was strange, but it wasn't evil, and those in it could change. And now I've met such good friends, and they've proven she was right. Maybe that's why